Hello everyone, how are you? I hope everybody's fine and welcome again in a new video which will be about embedded controller firmware binary file extraction from Bios image files. Just mention that for those who don't know, it's not all Bios images contain the block for embedded controller firmware. So there are some Bios images which we can find the embedded controller block, which means if we extract that block, it will work as a firmware for our embedded controller within the same motherboard in which has that BIOS image file in its BIOS chip. And for others, we don't have that possibility. And in some boards that supports what we call self-healing, the embedded control can be recovered or backupped or flashed automatically using that block which is present in the BIOS image. Of course, if you change the embedded controller with the new one or with the used one, but should be blanked, should be used as a blank chip, which means it has not to have any data in its inside room. And in that case, if we have self-healing support on that motherboard, then the embedded controller will automatically be flashed with no need of using an external programmer. And for this video, we have a case in electronics repair server, which is a Discord server, and the case is in the BIOS channel, in which one can request for a BIOS file. And here the request is this one, or the post in which we will deal or we'll see in this video. It's this one in which the requester requests for the embedded controller firmware. So the machine is HP 245G8, and here the board number we don't need in fact in this case, and here is the model of the embedded controller which he has on his board. And unfortunately he hasn't uploaded any original BIOS image with his request, but that's not an issue in fact, and I have replied him that it's better to extract it from your BIOS image if good working one available. So which simply means that if you need firmware for an embedded controller in a board, and in that board you know that the BIOS image is fine, you can extract the embedded controller firmware or block from that BIOS image file. But notice that not all BIOS image files or not all BIOS images in laptop boards or PC boards contain that block for embedded controller firmware. So it depends on the platform on which you're working. In our case, the BIOS image in this model of HP has in fact an embedded controller block inside of it, inside of the BIOS image file, which we can extract and use to program our embedded controller. So let's see how we can extract that block from binary files, and let's deal with this case. So as we don't have any original BIOS image file joined with this case, we will just download the executable file for this model, and from which we will extract the BIOS image file, from which we will extract our embedded controller firmware. So I think what I'm doing now doesn't need any command, as you all know that we are in HP support and we're just trying to download the executable file for our HP 245G8 laptop. So let's save here, let's create the folder with the same name of HP model, let's open, let's save. So we have our executable file here. What we need now, so I usually try to extract from HP executable file. I usually try this uni extract, which simply means universal extractor, when I'm not using LBE++, but 99% I am usually using LBE++. We got this file in Flash, from which I don't think we can extract anything using universal extractor or WinRAR or even 7-zip. So we just have to execute this file and we will get this, and we hit next and we copy the BIOS image to any location. In our case we will choose the same working folder, so BIOS fixing and HP 245 G8. Okay, and next. So as you notice here, we got it in the first glance with the small size, but as the tool was proceeding to deal with the process of extracting the BIOS image file, we got at the end the full BIOS image. As you can see here, we have a standard size of 16 megabyte file. So, and if we open it, we will get something like this, which simply means that it's not on Intel platform. This BIOS image is usually for an AMD, which we can confirm by looking here. As you can see here, we have HP notebook system BIOS update AMD processor, as you can see here. So now what we need, as we have now our BIOS image, we simply need, as you have seen in the beginning of the video, that magic key. We use it to locate our block. So you use what we call A5 7 times, or just 3 or 4 or 5. Anyway, you will get a result like, sorry, I have to use X values and not text string again, and you will get this. So, and normally when you got something like this. So this doesn't mean that we have to select our block from here. Now we have to go back and we have to choose it from here. So from the beginning of data, because here it's considered no data, so we have to extract it, to extract our block from here. And as you have seen in the beginning of the video, you have to select the appropriate block. So you go here at the beginning of the data and you go to, or you just right click here and you select block. So if we need 128 kilobyte embedded controller firmware, then we have to select a block of 20,000 in terms of hex or hexadecimal, and you select. As you can see here, the selection goes till here, and here we have, at the end of the selection, we have new data, and just after follows another data, which means another block designed for something else. Anyway, here we have our block. We just copy it like this, so we have now the SC, or the embedded controller firmware of 128 kilobytes, for which we can create a new folder, and with Ctrl V on your keyboard you paste it there, and you just save your file as, let's say, in the same folder, let's use embedded, or it just EC firmware. Alright, like this. Don't forget to add the extension .bin. Save. So we have our, yes, we have it there, and it's 128 kilobyte. And if we go here and we select the whole X here with the Ctrl A, we have this here, the length here, as you can see, 20,000 in X, of course. So let's go back to our Bios image, and again let's look for this magic key. So we have it here, and what if we have another result of the same X value? So which means, let's just show you, Ctrl F. Okay, so we have the first result. So to check if there's another result, we just hit F3 or press F3 on your keyboard, and we have another result. So if I go back using Shift F3, pay attention to the offset. We have 80 to 80 40, and if I hit F3 on my keyboard, we got another result in this offset C21040, and if I hit F3 again, nothing. So we have two results. First one, let's go back to the first one with Shift F3, and the second one with F3. We go now, we're going to go to the second result. So if you pay attention here, the offset will change. The offset will change, because you won't notice any difference between this block and the other one, which will follow. So we are in 20 to 80 40 F3, and now we are on C21040. So let's do the same thing here. Right click, select block, same size 20,000. Pay attention to the number of the zeros you entered. Okay, let's copy it. Let's open a new file, Control V, and let's save as EC firmware, that we will add copy, save. Let's check now if they are identical. So we have to close all these and we will open these two, which we have extracted manually with the hex editor. Let's analyze them. We got this. Okay, they are identical. So as you notice here, we have two identical blocks for embedded controller firmware inside this Bios image, and this means that maybe the factory implements some backup this Bios image, or the board supports self-healing for backupping the embedded controller firmware. If something went wrong with it, goes wrong with it, the board may use that self-healing support to correct the issues with the embedded controller firmware, which may happen without even you notice that, as the correction will be done during the startup of the laptop. So this is how we can extract the embedded controller firmwares from Bios image files, and you just have to know which size in terms of hexadecimal which you have to use to extract the block of your desired size. So for 128, like in our case here, kilobyte, of course, we need 20,000, and for example 1 megabyte we need 100,000. And you have the table of conversion in the beginning of the video, which you can use as a reference. Anyway, there's a lot of size which you can use to convert the kilobyte or the megabyte sizes to hexadecimal online, and you are okay. You don't even need to memorize those values, but of course you have to know what exact size do you need for your embedded controller. And as always, of course, we can extract the embedded controller firmware with our tool LBE. This is just for LBE++ users, so you don't have to do it manually. You just go to Bios Extractor and you select Bios Extractor, you select EC Extractor, and you open your file here. In our case, this one, the binary file, and you select the desired size. In our case, 128 kilobyte, and you just push this get EC Bios or embedded controller Bios or firmware, and you have it here in less than 1 second. And let's do this. Close this, reduce. Let's, for example, open this one, and one of those which we have extracted manually. Let's open this one. So the one extracted with LBE, the one extracted manually, analyze, data compare. Okay, the files are identical. So this file can be used to flash our embedded controller in this given case, for example here in the ORS Discord server. So let's just answer this guy and give him this file like this, drag here, and okay. So please report back, as I usually ask for this report back. It's very important for those following these cases to know if the file is good or no. Anyway, this file should be good as it's from official update. So upload the file and it's done. So here it is, and I hope it's clear, and I hope I have explained everything concerning this case. And if any question, as usual, you can ask in the comments of the video or here in various Discord server, as you like. And yeah, we came to the end of our video. Let's stop here and see you in the next one, which I hope will be soon.